Hi, I'm Francesco Gennari. Today I'll perform Studio No.7, a track built around a modular 4-voice polyphonic synth controlled via keyboard alongside a melodic line created with a Formant oscillator. After the performance, I reconstruct the patch from the ground up and guide you through the techniques, creative decisions and structural choices that shaped it. This track is built around three main parts: a 4-voice polyphonic synth made with Usta as the sound source and controlled via MIDI keyboard, the main voice made with Falistri, used as a Formant oscillator, a Doppler low-pass gate and a semi-filter, and a bass line, made with the Distinct Mark IV. In addition, there are two effects, Desmodus Versio as reverb and effects 8XL as chorus. Before we begin, let me clear the patch. Pol 2 handles the MIDI to CV conversion. From here, 4 CV output control the pitch of the 4 filters in Usta, going into their volt per octave inputs. From Kunsa, I mainly use the low-pass output, which, when the filters are in self-oscillation, produce a sine wave. These outputs are sent to the 411 quad VCA, where each VCA, corresponding to one of the 4 voices, is opened by its respective velocity signal, also provided by the Poly2. The result is then sent to the 4 input of the QSC mixer. In the mixer, channel 2 and 3 are panned hard left and right. Channel 1 and 4 are set to crossfade mode. Since to achieve timbral variation, I patched the bandpass output of filter 1 and 4 into TACAP dual low-pass gate. These 2 low-pass gates are opened by the same velocity CVs that open VCAs 1 and 4 on the 411. I use an expression pedal, and its CV goes through the Falistri slew limiter to smooth the signal, and then to the pan level CV in the QSC. In this setup, it controls the crossfade between the 2 sources patched into each channel, allowing me to move from a sine waveform to a more squared one, changing the timbre during the performance. The envelopes that opening the VCAs on the 4 mixer channel are generated by the expert sleepers disting EX, while the gates again come from the Poly2. From the QSC mixer, the aux sends route the signal of the 4 voices to the 2 effects in the patch. We'll get to that later. 2 LFOs from Pamela Pro Workout running at different clock divisions slightly modulate the pitch of Kunsa filter 1 and 4. Usta is used in several different ways throughout this patch. Track 1 controls the Formant voice. Track 2 modulates the Formant voice with 2 different CV sequences. Track 3 controls the pitch of the bass voice. Track 4 generates a CV envelope that opens the bass VCA, while its 2 gate outputs clock and triggers Pamela Pro Workout. Now let's move on to the main melodic voice, made with Falistri used as a Formant oscillator. The yellow section set to audio rate receives the pitch sequence from Usta. From there, the end of rise output is sent to the 3 gate input of the green section. When the green generator is set to on rest mode, selectable by setting the rear switch to the upper position, it ignores all incoming triggers until it has completed its rest stage. When its frequency is lower than that of the master oscillator, the yellow generator, it divides the frequency, creating a Formant-like effect. In this track, the resulting sound is not the typical Formant effect, because I'm modulating the rise and fall parameters, which in this context correspond to the frequency division of the green generator, with very fast CV sequence, producing a more complex and animated behavior. The bipolar output of the green generator goes into the Doppler low-pass gate, which is opened by the gate from track number 1 of Usta. In addition to the gate, a sample and hold from Pamela modulates the opening of the low-pass gate. From there, the signal goes into the SEM filter, where the cutoff is slightly modulated by another sample and hold by Pamela. Finally, the signal is split. One path goes directly into the audio interface, while the other goes through a channel of the 321 for a slight attenuation, and then is summed in the 333 with the yellow aux of the QSC mixer to feed the Desmodus Versio. line is made with the Distinct Mark IV, used as an oscillator with a sine wave. The audio output goes into the bipolar input of the Falistri 4-quadrant multiplier section, used as a VCA, opened by an envelope generated by Usta, the CVA of the track 4. From there, the sound goes directly into the audio interface. There are two effects in this patch, the noise engineering Desmodus Versio and the happy nerding effects aid XL. The Desmodus Versio is used as a reverb, processing both the polyphonic synth and the Formant voice. I use two different reverb styles on this module. In the first part of the piece, the distort mode, similar to a reverb tank with mild saturation. And in the final section, the shimmer mode, which introduces a 1-octave pitch shift in the feedback path. The output goes into the Befaco ST Mix. The effects aid runs a chorus algorithm, processing only the polysynth. The green aux from the QSC goes into the second channel of the 321, where the signal is slightly boosted before feeding the effects aid input. The output goes into the ST Mix and from there into the audio interface. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to dive deeper into the patch or want to discuss ideas, leave a comment or join the discussion on the Frap Tools Discord. See you next time!